This episode is proudly supported by Pepe Sayer Australian Cultured Butter.
At Pepe Sayer, we focus on quality. So if someone comes into your restaurant and they see you're using Pepe Sayer, they know immediately that that is a quality product you've got in front of you on the table. And that comes from a decade of just doing quality butter day after day.
For more information, go to pepesayer.com.au.
We're not going up to show them how it's done because they already know and they're doing it. We're excited about joining and evolving a marketplace that's really, as you say, evolving at a rate of knots.
This is the Deep in the Weeds podcast. I'm Anthony Huckstep. Last time we caught up with Guy Grossi, it was on our special series, The Luminaires, where he detailed the incredible influence the Grossi family has had for 3 generations. After a challenging period, Guy, as ever, is on the move again with something new. Guy, how are you?
Very well, Anthony. How are you?
I'm good. It's we caught up earlier in the year and had a wonderful chat, and it's been challenging the last couple of years, but you've got a new restaurant you're opening up in Brisbane. Yeah,
absolutely. From challenges, you've got to keep on moving, don't you, and keep rolling with it because, I think positivity is the best cure to any challenge.
Well, tell us a bit about the project and how it came about.
Yeah, sure. Well, it's a partnership with the Western in Brisbane, and as you may know, we have a very good relationship because of our restaurant Garum in Perth, which is housed within the Western there. We've really developed a really good relationship, really good working relationship with the great people of the Western and the Marriott, and unfortunately, they had a restaurant there which opened, but then in Brisbane, which opened and then closed very, very quickly afterwards because of COVID. And they became a COVID hotel. So it kind of got off to a very shaky and bad start. So when they're just thinking about reopening, they reached out to have a chat to our family if we had an interest in maybe having a look at it. So flew up to Brisbane. It's in a great location because it's in the CBD, but we're giving it a whole new facelift, and it's going to be rebranded into Settimo, which is the Italian word for seventh, the concept is going to revolve around the lovely, light, fresh flavours of the Amalfi Coast. So we're really taking a bit of a focus on that sort of region of Italy, that area, because we feel that being up there in Brisbane, we have the beautiful coastline of Queensland, and we got really good source of produce with they do great buffalo, so mozzarella will be a great feature, and also the great fishes that are up there as well will feature strongly, as well as, of course, their beautiful range of beef that they have from up there. So we decided to take a plunge and go for it.
You mentioned that you got to keep moving forward from adversity, but did it feel different given the last couple of years, doing another project and of this ilk?
Absolutely. I'd be lying if I said it didn't. Of course, you become a little bit retentive, a little bit nervous, I guess, when we've been through such a trying and testing time, especially here in Melbourne. But as a family, we kind of discussed it. And again, I don't think holding yourself back is the answer. I think moving forward and carrying on is both great for the soul and also great for the team to see that, there is some positivity going on, and, putting all that negative stuff behind us, I think is really important. So yes, it did feel different, and probably would have been a lot more confident in our decision-making process in the past. But hey, we talked about it, and we felt that, it's a project that's worthy, and that we can take on and be proud of.
You mentioned it's inspired by the Amalfi Coast. Take us over there to Positano and that region, and what the food and what it's like being there, and how you're going to sort of translate that in Brisbane.
Well, we're going to use, as I mentioned, some amazing produce that we're already quite familiar with down here from up there. I've visited the region and quite extensively through travelling and also writing my book Love Italy. One of the best things I remember is, well, apart from the beautiful people, their beaches, and just the great atmosphere that they have, their love of life and love of great food. Think lemons, think limoncello, think colatura, which is their amazing fish sauce or fish oil that they produce there, which goes into flavouring all sorts of different savoury dishes, including pastas, even some meat dishes, and some even in to tweak up a carpaccio or a salad dressing or something like that. Obviously lemons are a huge feature, as I mentioned, limoncello, but also in their dessert making. The delizia di limone is a famous dessert from that area. But then also in the savoury cooking, think about doing a beautiful lemon-flavoured fettuccine, and done in the same method of cacio e pepe, but with this intensity of beautiful lemon flavours. So that's a sort of cooking that will be expected there. Gnocchi alla sorrentina, which is beautiful handmade gnocchi with lovely fresh tomato and then mozzarella melted over the top, buffalo mozzarella melted over the top. Those sorts of beautiful flavours, striking, bold. But in a sense, quite rustic but sophisticated.
The culinary landscape in Brisbane has evolved incredibly over the last decade. How are you feeling about entering that market? You're familiar with other markets across Australia. What are you excited about?
Well, I'll tell you, I think that's one of the reasons why we felt that it's a clever move to do, because the market has evolved. If you haven't been there for 15 years, I suggest get up there and have an eat at some of the restaurants there, because they are just fantastic. And it's a really exciting scene at the moment. There's beautiful new places opening up all throughout that area, and they're exciting. And so we're not coming up to, we're not going up to show them how it's done, because they already know and they're doing it. We're excited about joining and evolving a marketplace that's really, as you say, evolving at a rate of knots.
One of the hallmarks of your restaurants is this amazing atmosphere that you create, and that sense of being part of a family restaurant, even though the offering and quality is so high. How do you capture that, especially in a new market like Brisbane for you?
Well, that all comes down to our execution and how we I guess build the restaurant and how it's going to look, and the atmosphere is going to be a really important part of this venue. So we're creating something again which is sophisticated but yet relaxed, a little bit breezy. But the real key to all of that, of course, is the team. The team is the answer. So I'll be going up there with part of my team when we first kick off. But we are recruiting now. We're recruiting for. We've already got a couple of key roles filled, but we're recruiting for key roles. Chef de cuisine. We're recruiting for a head som, head barista, restaurant manager, and they'll be training here with us for a little bit, and then going up there to man the fort, so to speak.
Well, it sounds like it's all go. When are you expecting to open the doors? Look,
it's been a moving target, Anthony, because, again, not to push excuses, but with the way things have changed, you're waiting constantly for materials and things like that. So the building process has been extended out. But, we were hoping for this side of Christmas. But, again, it's really hard to pinpoint with the way things are at the moment.
Well, it's exciting news either way. No doubt it'll be a smash hit during the summer. Guy, as always, it's amazing to catch up with you. Good luck with the project, and we'll catch up again soon.
Thanks so much. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for talking to us. Thank you.
This is the Deep in the Weeds podcast. I'm Anthony Huckstep. Stay tuned as we take a deep dive into the lives of the incredible people who ply their trade in the food and hospitality sector. Special thanks to executive producer Rob Locke for making this all happen. Follow us on Instagram at Deep in the Weeds Podcast or email us at podcast@deepintheweeds.com.au. Stay safe and be well.